Greetings and salutations, friends. And today, we're going to be taking a lengthy trip into Liurnia of the Lakes. And some of you might be wondering, how exactly am I going to do that when I haven't even defeated Godric yet? Well, as it turns out, there is a path that can lead us thither. And it begins here. Past the finger reader, and over this broken bridge. And I believe... Yes, a rather large object over there. We shall get to that eventually, but first, we have to follow this little side path down, and then around. This cliff face will take us around Stormvale Castle and deliver us to the far side and the very beginning of Liurnia of the Lake. Mind you, there are a number of wolves to contend with here, so if for some reason you thought it a wise idea to take this path on foot, be warned, you're in for a bit of a fight. But Torrent can rather easily trivialize wolves. No wolf is fast enough to keep pace with him, after all. And now we gain access to our first grace within the bounds of Liurnia. Now we are hastily moving on, because I have a very specific place in mind. And alas, that location is on the far side of Liurnia. The polar opposite end from where we are right now. Now we need to make it through this encampment. Though, that's simple enough, considering that we have no intention of actually fighting anybody here. So, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I did a fair bit of grinding. To start with, I got my vigor to 30. And I also did a bit to gathering, so that I could make several purchases out this way.
You're new around here. Surprised you found me in my little nook. No matter, no matter. Your money's as good as anyone else's. Why don't you take a look at my wares? Oh, but don't ask me how I got my hands on them, eh?
I wasn't planning on asking, I assure you. Ah, and we finally have a shield that does not have an Ash of War or a skill on it. But the primary item of interest is this lantern. This will finally enable me to go around with a light that does not consume one of my hands. I'll slot that in right quick. And voila. A little hard to tell right next to the campfire, but we now have a means of illuminating dark places that won't rob me of a second weapon or shield. Out of the way. There's a map right here. And I managed to grab it at cost. Oh well, there are several sites of grace out here. We'll just need to find one. And we'll be running through quite a lot of this region. We will come back eventually and cover it more properly, but for the time being, I simply wish to pass through. In fact, once I've passed through and reached the far side and done what I intend to do, I will be going all the way back to the gate front, or the storm shack to be precise, and from there I will be carrying on into Godric's castle. Alright. Now, we head toward Rea Lucaria Academy. But we're not going in there. Not yet. Not for a good while yet, in fact. Nope. My purpose is to unlock the grace at the entrance. Well, perhaps not the entrance to the academy itself, but the Gate Town ruins, rather. That will also present me an opportunity to grab the map of the central portion of the Liurnia. Methinks I'm getting a bit lost out here. Oh, Deathbird, no. Nope, not dealing with you right now. Let's hastily take this grace and rest to make the bird go away. Ah, and we found Patches out here.
Oh, well. It's been a long while. It's me, Patches the Untethered. I'm still in business, if you can believe it. Now I'm my only supplier, so I haven't got much. But everything here is top-notch. Patches Emporium, now open in Rea Lucaria.
You have several items of interest, but I don't have quite enough funds. Also, how very unfortunate that you have these festering bloody fingers. A most untoward thing for you to have, Patches.
By the way, have you met that girl, Raya? She's a strange one, but I believe she was in need of help. Not that it's any of my business, but if she rings your bell, why not lend her an ear?
Good Samaritan. You, Patches? Granted, you're not helping her yourself, but suggesting that someone else be helpful is certainly something.
You're making your way to the Erdtree, no? Well, I heard something that might help. A special means of reaching your destination. Have you ever seen an Iron Virgin? The clunky contraptions are whirlwinds of sickles and spiked wheels. But long ago, they were endowed with a spell of transposition. And get this, a surviving virgin sits at the bottom of the big water wheel in the Academy of Rea Lucaria. Its transpositional powers fully intact. So right, if you get caught in it on purpose, it'll chuck you out straight at the base of the Erdtree. Or so I'm told.
So you're told.
Cheers for that.
Yeah. Don't believe that for a second, Patches. It is worth noting that he is not entirely lying with that. There really is a teleport feature included with those Iron Virgins. It's just that it won't take you anywhere near the Erdtree.
Hello? Hello? Please. Over here.
Hello there, Raya, I presume?
Hello. It's rather chilly here, isn't it? My mistress sent me off on an errand, but I was accosted by a ruffian. And now I'm in a bind. Could I ask you lend a hand? Perhaps. That thug made off with a precious necklace. I need someone to retrieve it. Only, he too is tarnished. If you've any qualms confronting your own, I shall find another.
No, I am not opposed to facing other tarnished. They are not truly my brothers, or sisters for that matter.
Oh, thank you dearly. What a blessing that we've met like this. The thug should be resting at an abandoned home down the way. Please, I must have the necklace back.
I will do what I can, Raya. And conveniently, we have a bird's eye view. Quite the place, Rea Lucaria. And we can see a divine tower from here. Oh well. Ah. Okay. There is the map shard. To make my life easier, I'll go and fetch that now. At the moment, finding the shack with the brute that Raya spoke of will be somewhat difficult. But once we have the map unlocked, it will go much easier. And as a bonus, we get a Sight of Grace. And there's our map. And the Grace. Ah, there it is. Now we can head straight for the shack. Saving us a fair bit of grief just wandering around these marshes. And it's a good thing we have runes gathered up for this too, as you'll see in a moment. Boiled Prawn Shack. Hello there, Iron Mask.
What are you looking at? You trying to start something, mate?
As it happens, you have something that I want. Give me the necklace you stole.
Ah, that necklace what you're after, is it? Well, show me what it's worth to you, and I'll consider parting ways with it. I'm not in love with it or nothing.
Very well.
You're a shrewd one, Chief. First, you hand me the runes. And don't try nothing, neither.
Rather hefty sum for this early. Necklace stolen from Raya by the Blackguard. Features a relief of a dignified-looking woman from a foreign country. It appears to hold great significance for Raya, and that is reason enough for me to reclaim it.
Take it. Thing's no damn use to anyone anyway. Your bloody idea, mate. Don't come crying to me later. Oh, piss off. What is it now? Oh, I see. You want some of me prawn? Freshly cooked it is. All right then. It's yours. If you can meet me price. I could be persuaded to sell you some other bits too. If you've got the runes.
Very well. What of Raya? What do you know of her?
Oh. So you met the girl, did you? Alright, well, sod the particulars of the matter. But it ain't my fault she's stupid enough to get duped, is it? Anyway, she ain't alright, that one. Lucky she ain't died on the bloody roadside, I reckon.
Rather cruel of you, I must say.
You're tarnished too, ain't you? Can you see it then? The guidance of grace, I mean. I can't see it at all no more. Makes no bloody sense anyway. Why some no-name shithead like me should get called to the lands between. Cruel bloody joke, you ask me. Maybe something went tits up with it. Maybe it's been broke for a good long time. The Erdtree, I'm saying.
I see. Well, I'll leave you to it.
Never met someone with a taste for prawn I couldn't trust. We'd make good mates, I reckon. I'll be seeing you.
Spread out. Well, that went better than expected. Now we can get the pendant back to Raya. Just a short ride it should be. Unless I'm going in the complete wrong direction. Which is very bloody easy to do here. And I'm going to give that giant octopus over there a good wide berth. There is no reason to get tangled up in a fight with that monster. Hello, Raya. I have the pendant.
The thug should be resting at an abandoned home down the way. Please, I must have the necklace back.
Here it is for you.
Oh, yes. That is my missing necklace. Thank you kindly. I am in your debt. Did I forget to announce myself? I am Raya, in the service of Lady Tanith of the Volcano Manor. I seek stalwart Tarnished, who might join our house. You are very brave yourself. Not only a steady hand, but a steady heart. Merciless, even to your own kind. Such strength is precisely what my mistress seeks. Please, take this.
An invitation.
Brave Tarnished. Seek the Altus Plateau, the realm of the Erdtree. Most Tarnished are doomed to wander the outskirts of the lands between, peering wistfully at the towering Erdtree. But you are no ordinary Tarnished. And once that is proven, the Volcano Manor will fully extend its invitation to fight amongst a family of champions.
I appreciate the offer. There's nothing wrong with it that I see yet.
Oh, and one more thing. Only for you. This land of Liurnia is connected to the Altus Plateau by the Grand Lift of Dectus, beyond the high road. But the lift has been defunct for an age, meaning there's no simple means of passage. Instead, you must seek the old ruins in the cliff. At the base of the valley, near the Grand Lift, there's an old tunnel. It was excavated from both ends, linking Liurnia to the Altus Plateau. I have faith in you. A champion through and through. I do hope that we can meet again.
I appreciate your vote of confidence, Raya. And I'm certain we will meet again. Now, I can get rid of that point. And there's one more person to speak to. So we'll go back to the ruined town. Now, in a corner of these ruins, we shall find what became of poor Lanya, and learn a little about the Volcano Manor and its deeds.
Lanya. No, Lanya. It's me, Dialos. Answer me, would you?
Lanya has been murdered.
Hello, friend. Tell me if you know, would you? The whereabouts of the hidden house of those despicable fiends. The recusants who hunt their fellow tarnished. They laid hands upon my servant Lanya, and I refused to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. I, Dialos, swear to deliver the message.
Perhaps that is unwise for you to attempt alone.
They laid hands upon my servant Lanya, and I refused to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. I, Dialos, swear to deliver the message.
I fear I cannot yet help you. For I do not know where the manor stands. And it will be some time before I may help discover it. And now, we have a long way to go. I'll make initially for the minor Erdtree. But, well, we will be turning aside and heading for Caria Manor. Naturally, do pick up any sites of grace you stumble upon. It will make traveling hither and thither a fair bit less painful down the line. Ah, the Rose Church. This place provides a perfect encapsulation of all that is evil about Moog and his servant. But we have no business there just yet. After all, Vare is still in Limgrave, awaiting the death of Godric the Grafted. And until he is slain, Vare shall not bestir himself. Oh. Thought I was safe, but I was not. We'll pick up this grace, hop her in here right quick, grab this, and then be on our way. I have no interest in attempting to battle the sentinel guarding that minor tree. No, indeed, none of this truly interests me yet. Nope, we still have a fair ways yet to go. And with an unupgraded weapon, quite a few of the enemies around here would be quite the ordeal to contend with. Now, there are a handful of grace sites along the way that are certainly worth taking. They'll make our future pilgrimages to these regions a fair bit easier. Here's one at the Revenger's Shack. We'll explore this place a bit more thoroughly later. At the moment, we're just passing through. And part of the reason we're just passing through is because I don't have the map to help distinguish any of these areas from one another. But the map is up ahead. Now, straight, if we follow the land here, well, one, we'll find this Evergale. But not going in there, not yet. Past the Siren, we'll find another site of grace, and a path leading upwards. The top of that rise will be the 4 belfries. And there are a few interesting things we'll find there. But at the moment, it would just be a lengthy diversion, a distraction, as I don't have the keys to make use of the portals that give the 4 belfries their name. We're going to leave these giant lobsters to their nap in the sun and make our way through and around these cliffs. Now continue hugging the cliff to avoid the worst of the enemies that lurk in these regions. Yes, little balloons. Those things can be quite annoying if you're not aware of what you're dealing with. And especially if you don't have any good ranged options. I have a bow, but it's completely unupgraded. And so would be acceptable as a means for contending with those creatures. But it would not be overly wise. And here we have the map. The Erdtree West. And now all we need to do to reach my goal is make it through these ruins and avoid being murdered by these magicians. Fortunately, they're a bit slow on the fire rate, so it's not too hard to elude them. And now we get to a very good friend, E.G.
Well, look at you. We don't receive many visitors. I presume you are tarnished? What brings you here?
You and your smithcraft. And your store of resources, too.
Oh, pardon me. It's hardly my place to ask, is it? I am E.G., a blacksmith who once served the Carian royals. An old codger who refuses to retire his rusty hammer. So here I am, still quietly plying my trade on this spot. Perhaps you'd like a display? These bones are old, but still able.
I would much appreciate it. But first, I'm afraid I have absolutely no somber smithing stone. Oh. And I ran out. I'm going to need to get more runes. Oh well. We'll strengthen the Reduvia as much as we can. Which at the moment is to +3.
Oh, watch out there. When I'm absorbed in my smithing, I lose sight of all else. If you come too close, I'm apt to cause you harm. I am, after all, terribly large compared to you, Tarnished. You don't know how hard it is not to break anything while I work. Brave Tarnished. A word of warning, if you please. This territory once belonged to the Carian royal family. Their manor lies not far beyond this point. When the Raya Lucari Academy turned on the Carians, the Knights of the Cuckoo descended on this tract. After leveling it, they carried on to the manor. The Carians were taken off guard, but their strength had not waned, and they repelled the Knights' onslaught by conjuring an enchanted snare that remains potent to this day. That is why I say, Tarnished, don't go near the manor, unless you wish to lie with the corpses of the heedless Knights of the Cuckoo.
Well, thank you for the warning, E.G. I'll be back when I have enough runes, and I'll +4 the Reduvia. Well, with that embarrassing miscalculation, I will end today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a good day.